Oh, now there's another issue. Obama revealed, his spokesperson revealed details 2 days ago of one of the most sweeping actions to fight income inequality since Obama signed the Affordable Care Act into law. And unlike Obamacare, this deal will require no input from Congress. Now, this is from USA Today. I realize USA Today is what it is. But it says, moving to fatten low and middle income paychecks that have languished for years, the Obama administration on Tuesday unveiled a long-awaited rule that will make millions of Americans newly eligible for overtime pay. You didn't realize this was an issue, did you? Neither did I. You mean it takes a presidential action to make sure people get overtime? I thought the National Labor Relations Act or the Fair Labor Standards and Practices or some act that was signed over the past 70 years had to do with you work 40 hours. If you go over 40, it's time and a half. There's certain times when your wage is double time. I mean, that's how I grew up. I remember people working in feeder factories for the auto industry. And they would deliberately try to work an extra 10 hours because those extra 10 hours beyond the 40 really made a difference in the paycheck. I thought that was just standard procedure. Well, shows how stupid you are, Malloy. The rule, which was released yesterday, by the way, would essentially double the threshold at which executive, administrative, and professional employees are exempt from overtime pay to $47,000 from the current $23,000. And that's expected to make 4.2 million additional workers eligible to receive time and a half wages for each hour they put in beyond 40 a week. Labor Secretary Thomas Perez said the salary threshold was originally intended to exempt high-paid executives, but instead has denied overtime pay to low-level retail supervisors and entry-level office workers who often work 50 to 70 hours a week and get paid for 40. It's called wage theft. You've heard about this. Secretary Perez said, quote, "Too few people are getting the overtime that federal law intended. It's simply not right," end quote. Now, according to the Obama administration, the rule that put into effect represents the Obama administration's most prominent initiative to lift middle-class wages. Okay, time and a half for overtime is a good idea, but what about a livable hourly wage to begin with? What's a livable hourly wage? I think it was figured to be about $22.50 an hour. All this talk about $15 an hour, that's not a livable wage. Come on. Obama's call to raise the federal minimum from $7.25 an hour to more than $10 an hour, which is not a livable wage, has been shit on by Republicans in Congress. Now, the share this shows you the trends in this country. Another example of the trends, economic trends. The share of full-time workers, 40-hour-a-week workers who qualify for overtime. In 1975, it was 62% of workers qualified for overtime. You know what it is today? It went from 62% who qualified. Today, it's 7%. 7. Now, this new rule, which if it goes into effect, which it will, it doesn't require congressional authorization, it will take effect December 1st, and it would allow 35% of workers to qualify. Not 67% the way it was 40 years ago, 41 years ago. Nah. Not 7% the way it is today, but, let's compromise. Okay, 35%. Why not go back to 67%? Who knows? Now, many companies expect to convert salaried workers to hourly employees who will need to punch a clock and track their hours, which will hurt morale in some cases. You mean I don't get a salary anymore? I have to punch a clock? Yeah, but it's going to be more money in your pocket. Oh, but what about my prestige?